Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how are you, man?
I'm doing swell. Sweltering, but swell.
Yeah, man.
How
The
about
air
you?
condition is really going overdrive the next few days.
Yeah, it wasn't bad earlier, and then it just got so hot. It was all right this morning. It was tolerable, and then it's so hot now.
Yeah, like I had been. There's a local basketball court in the park in the town I live in, like about less than 5 minutes from my house. And I had been trying every morning to go and, like, maybe 30 minutes at the most, just kind of break a good sweat. You know what I mean?
hmm
And literally the last few days, I would wake up and, like, open the door. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I completely understand that. It's been really not nice here.
Well, and
Uh,
from where I had issues with my lungs from years back, it's really harder for me to breathe in this type of shit.
yeah, I'm sure. This is not conducive to like good breathing.
No,
Yesterday,
not at all, man.
yesterday wasn't as hot though.
Hey, I don't know if it's for New York, but they said it's going to break here on Monday.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, it's that rain we had the other night was almost biblical.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that. I literally opened the blinds because I have a giant picture window in my living room, and I opened it up, and I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm watching the trees and the bushes and everything like sway like it's a hurricane. The wind was so crazy, and then it just like you said, it rained so fucking hard for maybe 15 minutes, and then that was it here.
No, I mean like we had like that heavy rain for yeah maybe 20 minutes, half hour, but then it stayed raining. The lightning stayed around a long time. Like that was one of the more active storms than I've seen in years. Because it was like I don't know if you saw the video I put up. It was
Yeah.
like that. If you could see how often the sky was lighting up, and then it was like 3 times a minute we were getting one of those big flashes where everything would light up. Because just in that video alone there was three, and that was like that way before, and it stayed like that for at least another 10-15 minutes. Like it was crazy over here.
Yeah, that's pretty wild for you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely the most electricity that I've seen in a storm in a very long time. Like we went outside just to go like cool off, like be out in the pouring rain, like stand in front of the building, and I saw all that electric. I was just nope, nope, no, no, no. That's way too often. We're
Like,
going
I'm
inside.
done.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm cool. I'm going back upstairs. I'm gonna sit in the air condition. Nope. Bro, it was every 2 seconds there was another lightning strike.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All
So
right, well, before we get rolling, because we got a lot to talk about, don't forget to follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at ASC Pods. You can find our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Find them on Twitter at B Plus Radio. Also, check out their sponsors over at Audible. You can get a 30-day free trial. Listen to podcasts, ebooks, comedy stuff, whatever you like. Go to audibletrial.com/B plus players. All right, where you want to begin, man?
um I'm kind of spotty on what's going on, like what happened this week other than Bray. I watched everything, but very little is sticking out in my head. I know Will Ospreay was injured, I believe, last week while we were talking about it. I don't know if it came out after we filmed,
I think it was
but
after.
yeah, he's good now, so we can start anywhere you want.
Well, how about we start with Fight for the Fallen, since I think they were
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
they were the first show, I believe, that last weekend.
yeah. Other than the New Japan, But yeah, that's the New Japan had night 2 of
The G1, right?
yeah, but now they've had like 4 more since. Like they just happen on like random nights, so it's like I keep forgetting to go back and watch. Like there may have been one last night. Seems like every night there's been one.
That's weird.
Yeah, there are at least 4 or 5 matches deep, I believe, each person already.
Oh wow! I did see a cool clip of Moxley. He did like a high knee and he rolled it into a pin.
I don't remember who that was against. So I mean, like
I
I
think it
know.
was Ishii.
Oh, so then he beat Ishii. Okay, yeah, yeah. I seen one where they were just beating the shit out of each other in the very beginning. I mean, he's such a weird looking human being, Tomohiro Ishii.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably from years of wrestling. I mean, but he got that weird, stout little tank pitbull like build. Yeah, Stone Pitbull. Now that's his nickname.
Definitely. Yeah. I enjoyed Fight for the Fallen. There was a couple matches I didn't care for, but overall I thought it was good.
Yeah, people were. I know the one big criticism I saw was the Brandy Rhodes thing, but like I said last week, I didn't think that was really going to be put on to be like a wrestling match. Like I hoped she had gotten better, she didn't. But the way it played out, that was more to set up Kong and Aja Kong than anything else. It wasn't to be like, here's a good wrestling match. That was a sports entertainment match right there.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that because it's setting up something else. It wasn't just pointless.
Yeah, as long as you're not putting the title on Brandy, I'm okay with it. You know, I mean, it's people want to say, "Oh, boo, heel authority figure." Like that's what works. You know, there has to be some kind of big bad guy. I mean, I don't know how else you do a wrestling company without some kind of. Well, you could do it like New Japan, but I don't know. I'm okay with it as a vessel into getting the women over.
Yeah. I felt bad for Britt Baker getting a concussion.
Oh yeah, and giving the wrong person the hot tag.
Yeah, I think they said where she got it was when
Beat Priestley.
Remember. Yeah, when she
fucking kicked her right in the head.
Yeah, dude, that looked nasty.
Yeah, that looked really, really messy. Because at first I was like, "Yo, who's this like white Io Shirai ripoff?" Because she comes out with the mask and she pulls off the mask. I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then she's like, from New Zealand or something.
Yeah.
New Zealand or Australia. I don't think she's English. I mean, I could be wrong, but she's not American. I don't think she's American.
Yeah, but I think that with Britt getting hurt made that match messy.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could see she was definitely a little bit out of it.
I enjoyed the 6-man. I thought it was funny because originally, remember, they had MJF, Shawn Spears, and I'm forgetting the third person.
Sammy Guevara.
Thank you. But it was like, well, why did they put MJF with him after MJF criticized Shawn Spears for hitting Cody, and then within the first like 5 minutes of the match, MJF does like the little cartwheel and mocks Shawn Spears with the 10.
Yeah, no, I thought the announcers did very good selling that story. You know, it's like about like how are they supposed to get along? MJF, the way he was glaring at him the entire time, like that was continuity done right.
Yeah, speak real quick before I forget. Have you seen the video on AEW's YouTube? I think it's called Road to All Out.
When he's talking about why, and then Tully comes out.
Yes.
Yeah. That's usually when I'm talking about the other videos AEW puts out, like from here on out. That's what I'm going to be referring to. They Road to, because they did it to Road to All In. They've done a Road to for every show that they've had.
In that interview he did with JR, They made me care more about Shawn Spears in under 5 minutes than WWE ever did.
Oh, absolutely. Because they allowed him to talk, and then I heard some people saying, well, if he could talk so well, then, why are they wasting Tully on a guy like him then? People seem to forget that two of the best talkers of all time were stuck together for a fairly successful run when CM Punk held the title for, 400 and, what's it, 436 days, 463 days?
434, I think.
There you go, yeah. And his mouthpiece was Paul Heyman.
I personally loved it where at the end where you see Tully walk in, he whispers something into his ear, and he's like, "This interview's over."
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where that goes from here. Especially, I don't know if they're gonna try to incorporate Tully and Dusty, and I mean, I know Dusty is no longer with us, but you know what I mean. As far as like, Tully was one of the Horsemen. The Horsemen beefed with Dusty just as much as anybody else.
Yeah,
if my history is right. Yeah, I thought the story they told of that match was great. I thought that them having Darby really still vexed at Shawn Spears over him taking the spotlight and the announcers highlighting it. I thought it was very well done. I thought they kept continuity again. So, yeah.
The other thing that I think a lot of people aren't noticing, and I'm sure they'll probably bring it up between now and when they wrestle, the story I like that they told in that match is that Shawn Spears beat Darby Allin. Cody never beat him.
Yeah, they could be going there with that.
That was my thought.
I just saw it as a way for him to get more heel heat in him, like he already screwed over Darby, like by ruining it. It's whatever story the announcers want to continue, like, because you're right. If that's a story they want to tell, that makes sense too. It depends on what narrative they want to push. I wasn't thinking about that angle.
I will say this. I liked the Jericho thing when he attacked Hangman Page when he came out wearing the mask.
Yeah.
I did not like the promo he cut.
No, me neither. I was okay with him coming out and attacking Page. But yeah, only because you bring up the mask. I want to that tag team match that the Dark Order ended up winning.
Yes.
That, for me, was match of the night.
It was really good.
Yeah. I don't know what to call Jack Evans and Helico, so I'm just going to call them the Highlighter Boys.
Yeah.
And the Highlighter Boys are fucking amazing. And the crowd absolutely loves Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
I actually think that's probably the best by accident tag team right now.
Oh yeah, I think it's because I think Luchasaurus is so fucking ridiculous. I think that's what happens when you're playing WWE 2K and you see all the extra parts that they allow you to have, like, like a spacesuit and shit like that, and you just put together all of these random, like, dinosaur head, green mist, green hair, jacked as fuck, could throw, kickboxer that's like 6'7", yeah, things that don't exist in real life, and that's what he is. And
and then you have Jungle Boy that can get, he's the little guy, so he can get the sympathy.
Not just that. I mean, like, he flies around. Like, the stuff he comes up with and stuff that they do together is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that one, what I thought was going to be the pin, where Luchasaurus throws dude up in the air and then Jungle Boy catches him in a fucking powerbomb.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was one of the coolest wrestling combination moves I've seen in a long time, because that requires both guys to be precisely in the right place and have complete trust in the guy you're in the ring with, because you're literally allowing one guy to throw you from his grip into the grip of somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Dark Order ended up winning with the fatality, which that's a cool fucking move.
I
That
like the Grayson guy.
yeah, I mean, like I like how big Evil Dose was able to move around. I'm not gonna lie, I was very impressed by that.
Yeah.
For a big dude, I mean, but yeah, that Grayson guy. I don't know if he's really that jacked or if it's just a product of him being in the ring with very athletic guys that make some of those moves look a lot easier, like those power moves.
Yeah.
Like there's some guys that can make me and you look like we're throwing them around.
As they say, make you look like $1,000,000.
Well, yeah, I mean it's yeah. So yeah, that was my match of the night, and I'm just to backtrack just a little bit. I'm really starting to get to like Sammy Guevara. I had never really seen him before. This match showed me how fucking good he was. The three-way tag.
Yeah, man, he was on Impact for a cup of coffee, but the dude is really talented.
Was he under the name Sammy Guevara in Impact?
Yeah.
Huh. Somehow I missed that.
Was
that recently?
Oh no, I'd probably say, God, at least a year, maybe even 2.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
Because it was when, it might have been around the time OVE and all them started coming in.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Because he was in that one tournament they had a while ago.
Oh, okay. He was one of those where okay, yeah.
The name's just escaping me.
Yeah, like the World Cup?
Yes.
Okay.
It was something like, but no, yeah, I really enjoy him too. And I'll say this. The main event, that might have been my favorite Young Bucks match.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good match too. I thought that was the best story match out of everything. That was the best pro wrestling match out of all of them because of the story told, and I mean that in the best possible way.
No, I know what you mean. Where, and I hate to say it like this, the Bucks weren't so indie-rific in their move set.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. There was just an actual story told in the ring.
Yeah.
As opposed to just 100-mile-an-hour car crash.
Yeah, the one complaint I had on the show was I thought it ran a little long.
See, I always think that that's such a weird, cause, what would you really have removed other than the Brandy match? I could see that complaint if you're running, awful wrestling, but it was all fairly good wrestling matches, and it's I liked Cody's answer to that. We have a large roster, and we don't want people to go out there and have 5-minute matches, and we want people to be able to go out there and wrestle, and this may end up being a byproduct of that, which I understand. It's allowing your talent the time to apply their craft, and I don't know, so long as they're not putting out shitty stuff, I don't see the problem, because you could just, it was free to begin with.
No, it makes sense. I guess it was just because they had to kind of rush the ending where they presented the check and everything.
Well, I definitely think the timing should have been better on their part, but if they had a 4.5-hour block just in case of overrun, I'd be fine with it, so long as it was 4.5 hours worth of stuff that's worth sitting through, because yes. I'd rather sit through 4.5 hours of good wrestling than sit through 3 hours of meh wrestling. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's I think they could have managed their time a little bit better. But do I have a problem with the fact that it was over 4 hours long or about 4 hours long? Not particularly.
I'll also say this. I thought Cody cut the best promo I've ever seen him cut at the end of the show.
Yeah, I like Cody. I think Cody's I think he's very underrated on the stick. think he's very good. Yeah, no. All in all, I think it was a great show. It was a good way to start off the wrestling weekend.
Now we got to talk about this. I know I had spoken to you briefly about it. The Evolve show on the network.
I honestly, I don't know if it was when I was watching it or what, but like the first number of matches really didn't do much for me, and I'm completely cool with guys that I've never heard of before. But I couldn't get involved in some of this stuff. I mean, I couldn't get like behind some of this stuff.
To be honest with you, I don't know if it's because it wasn't like a live wrestling thing. I have problems. I've noticed actually sitting and watching an entire show that isn't live.
You mean without fast forwarding and stuff? Or
Yes.
I'm the same way.
Because I watched the opening match with Briggs and Anthony Green. I know both those guys. I thought it was good. I'm trying to remember. There was something else after that. I can't remember I watched. I didn't fast forward yet. But long story short, I fast forwarded after a couple matches to the Evolve Tag title match with Kingston and Gacy against AR Fox and his student. I can't remember the kid's name, forgive me. Because I really wanted to see that match, and I thought it was really good. And then after that, I kind of flipped around and turned it off, to be honest with you.
I heard good things about it, though. And so it's like I keep meaning to go back and give it a chance. It's just I haven't had the time yet.
I really liked what they're doing with Kingston and his group.
I don't know what they're doing with Kingston. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I just remembered. Now I remember who I watched. The dude that was in the Rumble in Saudi Arabia, Babatunde. I saw his match.
I saw parts of that when he chopped the shit out of
Colby Carino.
Colby Carino, yeah. Yeah, bro. That was his fucking soul leaving his body in pieces.
Whew. But what it is with Kingston, I think their group is called The Unwanted or something like that.
Okay.
But because they all have Colby Carino, it's Colby Carino, Sean Maluda, Joe Gacy, and Kingston, and they all have different nicknames. Because I know Gacy is the Unwanted Maniac because he's that's his shtick on the Indies. He's the pro wrestling maniac. And I can't remember what the other ones were now off the top of my head. But whatever their nicknames are, Sean Maluda is the Unwanted this guy. And I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind this.
Fucking, it looks like Eddie Kingston really gave a fuck about getting in the gym to get into shape for this.
Yeah, Gacy looked in a lot better shape.
There's a difference between having size on you and being fucking fat. Now, granted, probably still in great shape. Probably could kick the shit out of me. But he came off as some regular, if somebody who never watched that watched him, it came off as some out of shape dude. Wear different fucking clothes.
Yeah.
Wear a shirt, bro.
I think you would enjoy the match with Riddle and Gulak.
I started to watch some of it, and then I got interrupted, and I was like, fuck it, I want to watch this. I watched some of the Tozawa and
Adam Cole.
Oh no, I saw the end of that. I saw when Gargano came out and put over Tozawa and was in the ring. I don't think I saw the match.
It looked like a fun show.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on giving it a watch. It's just I had wrestling overload last week.
Well, there was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Then came to Extreme Rules, which all in all, I liked. I'm not going to shit all over the Lesnar angle. I want to see where it goes. It's at least it gets rid of Lesnar holding the contract.
I'm taking like a wait and see.
I mean, it depends on where they go with it. I'm hoping that with Heyman under control, it actually will be done in a way that'll be good for business and not just keep it on Brock. I don't think Paul is that, has that much. I don't think there's that much nepotism. So I don't see a really lengthy run with this title. I could be wrong, but
No, I agree with you. I really enjoyed Cesaro and Aleister Black.
me too. And I think Cesaro is one of those guys that really isn't going to be affected by 2 losses.
No. And Tony Nese and Gulak was very good on the pre-show.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't get off the fucking pre-show.
I know.
But yeah, no, I agree fully. They're great. I think it's the right choice. I think the storyline that they've been keeping up was right. I don't know if you saw this, but they had a WWE exclusive of Gulak just putting the side plates on now.
No.
And they asked him, well, why are you doing it now? Because he said, well, Tony Nese said that I wasn't the real champion because I never beat him for the title. He's like, now I've beat him. Which I like that aspect to the story.
That's awesome.
That even though he's a bad guy, he had enough honor to say, you know what, I'm not going to change the plates until afterwards. And it's something they didn't have to say. Just with that one little segment, it was a 2-minute segment, not even. It added such another layer to the story, and that was never shown on TV.
Wow.
I think that does so much for his character. It adds a ton of complexity. They don't ever have to talk about it again, because that's WWE's problem. They don't know how to do any kind of subtle, like a subtle nod to something. Everything has to be over-explained as if, like, you're trying to explain it to a newborn child. Like, there's no more just like, oh, those who get it. Those who don't.
No, I understand completely. It was really cool because I don't know if I ever mentioned this. There's not a lot of things I'll get excited for or quote unquote pop for in wrestling anymore. When Drew won that title, I about jumped out of my chair.
Well, I'm glad.
And the first thing he did, I don't know if it was the first thing, but I remember he posted on Lyle's Facebook page, who, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Lyle is someone who used to be a photographer for a lot of the East Coast indies for a long time that recently just passed away, and he put on his Facebook page, "That one was for you."
Yeah, see, I think that's great.
And and the reason I'm mentioning this, he was there Friday night at his benefit. He just came to hang out and take pictures with fans.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I was like, that was really touching. But no, I'm gonna go check that out now when we get done. The little video of the side plate thing.
Yeah, it was. I think I seen it the next day, but yeah, it's definitely out there. It was a WWE.com exclusive, like that they're always posting on Facebook.
Yes.
So yeah, it was definitely one of those.
I actually thought the main event was well done.
Which one? For Extreme Rules?
Yes.
Yeah, what I just don't get is it's an Extreme Rules match. An Extreme Rules match where you have to tag in. Why? What's the penalty if you don't want to tag in? It's an Extreme
if it's
Rules
Extreme
match.
Rules, shouldn't it just be like a tornado tag?
Mm-hmm. Which is eventually what it turned into. It turned into more of two separate matches basically happening at the same time.
Yes.
Which, that was the best that they could do. I never understood the whole idea of tagging out. Me and you have had this conversation so much. With the way mixed tag is right now in WWE, there is like, if I'm a woman and I'm beating up my female opponent and I have her down and I have the advantage, why would I tag in you, my male partner, when her male partner, who's fresh or not at a disadvantage, gets to come in?
Exactly.
So it turns into tagging only happens defensively because there's no other incentive to tag in unless you're being beaten. So for me, that throws almost every possible match that they could have out the window because it's going to go down the same path every time. That's why I like what they did for the main event.
I was going to say, if they're going to do something where a guy attacks a woman or does a move on a woman, I like the way they had Corbin do it. Like, I thought it was very well done.
Oh yeah, I'm not usually for it, but in that instance, I thought it was not only acceptable but a fucking perfect use of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the build-up was well done.
Yeah, watching him pull her into it, I was like, oh shit.
I'll tell you, and this is just a segue to Raw. One thing I didn't like this week was how they let Seth basically get a rematch without saying you have a rematch.
Yeah, I do think that there is still money with Seth chasing Brock. And I think with it being so close to SummerSlam, you can't throw anybody else in there right now.
It's funny you mention that. My son was really upset when Brock won, and I told him the exact same thing in the car. I said, I think it's more, well, not more money, but it's more, the fans want to see Seth chasing for the title as opposed to actually being the champion.
What was his understanding of that?
And then he looked at me and he goes, oh, okay. And then he kind of got it after I explained it to him.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? You the one who told me that, like, ticket prices had gone up drastically in the short amount of time from when they mentioned Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, as soon as he won the title, the tickets for Raw the next night tripled.
I mean, part of that definitely has to do with the fact that the market it was in was New York City. So the fucking hawks who were reselling are going to do that to begin with. But I'm curious how many tickets were sold in the city, because I could change the ticket for 5 times the price. It doesn't make it what the market rate is. I want to know how many people were willing to buy the ticket at triple price.
Yeah, I know what you mean, where it doesn't make it any more valuable if you don't buy it.
Exactly. If people aren't buying it, then you still have unsold tickets. So it doesn't matter what you have them listed for.
I agree. We also got to talk about the return of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, man. You want to hear a funny story? Yeah, 100% truthful funny story.
Go ahead.
I like Bray. I mean, I like Finn. I couldn't give 2 shits less with what they're doing with him the last 6 months. Like, I really didn't even care about him as champion. So I went to go throw something away when I'm like, oh great, a Finn Balor match. So I came back, and just as I came back, I saw the lights just shut off with Finn in the ring, and the screen went to instant black. Now, I had just walked in my apartment, so I had no idea what preluded this. I saw for a split second Balor in the ring, lights go off, all black. I heard something happening, and that's when Bray hit. I couldn't have had better timing. It was like 1 second before the lights went off. And I thought it was brilliant. What was your opinion?
Yeah, I was sitting and where I'm at right now at my dining room table, and I'm watching it, and I see Finn doing the thing with his hands, to the fans, and you probably didn't see this. What happens is you hear his music, like if you, yeah, kind of
Yeah, I
like.
went back and watched it. By damn straight, I went back and watched it. Yeah.
And I was like, "What the hell?" And my son is in the living room, and he goes, "Dad, that's got to be Bray because everything starts going black." So I literally got up out of my chair and went in the living room to like get a closer look to see what happened. And the way they did it, I thought was masterful.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I absolutely thought it was great. And I'm curious with how they market the character from here on out. Do they have him not in the mask? Do they have... Because I really don't think he's going to wrestle in that mask.
I personally loved the fact that they gave like a close up of the mask. That thing looks terrifying.
I think it does. Yeah, I agree. I think it looks absolutely grotesque.
And I personally hope, and this is just me, I hope he wears like a different outfit because I don't know if those are actual like the pants just look weird.
Oh, bro, I love that.
He looks like Beetlejuice.
Bro, I think that's exactly what the inspiration is. I'm so okay with serial killer wearing striped, like, two-tone striped pants. Like, I think that's such a okay trope to use. There's just something about, the vertical striped pants. I don't know. I've always thought that was such a heel look. Such a bad, like an evil look. I'm completely okay with that.
That's funny.
But I do wonder if they're going to use the cardigan Bray, seeing that he features so prominently on the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this is going to go. Like, if 1 week he's going to be normal, like from the normal Bray on the Firefly Funhouse, and then the next week he's going to be the Fiend, or what are they going to do,
Is he going to come and apologize now? And
yeah, because in my opinion, I think it's going to set up to where you're going to see the Demon versus the Fiend at SummerSlam.
if they have the time to build it. But yes, I think this is going to be them trying to rehash their original Sister Abigail versus the Demon, and then Mumps.
Yeah, hey, whoever thought that having the mumps would be a good thing?
Yeah, it would probably be a career saver.
Well, what's interesting, and I'll bring this up, I was going to bring this up as news. Did you hear that Finn Balor is taking time off?
Yeah, he's requested a couple months off, and apparently he's been granted for after SummerSlam, which, hearing this kind of makes me sad, because now it's like I really wanted to be invested in the storyline, and I can only really blame myself for now having this information. Because I had, found this on Cultaholic or something. But yeah, it's probably Finn's gonna lose in a particular way to go out for a while.
It makes me wonder if they're going to let Bray be like the first person to beat the Demon on the main roster.
I'm okay with that.
I am too, because I said if he does that, then it gives him instant credibility.
Yeah, I still think there's ways to turn Bray into a modern version of Kane, Mankind, or The Undertaker.
Definitely. He posted a tweet that was very interesting after... It was either right before or right after the attack. I don't remember. And it was basically something to the effect of, the rest of this year is going to be my year. And he basically worded it like he's going to get revenge on everyone that did him wrong or something.
Interesting.
So I was like, I was like, let me see if I can find it, because I was like, that's really interesting. But they said, like, I've been reading, this character has been all him.
Everything. I think the best time for him to be introducing it now is if Vince is really taking his hands off.
Especially if he has, like, Heyman working with him, I think it could be really something special.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, like, if everybody else who's already talked up Bray, like the people who have been interviewed who say that Bray's a genius and stuff like that, that means Paul knows already also. So Paul's not really going to try to interfere with somebody who doesn't need the help. Like, he's good at extrapolating, but people don't need the extrapolation. I think he's more the type to just sit by and watch. I mean that in the best way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I take it back. It was about 3 weeks ago he posted this. It says, "This year I'm going to finish everything I started so long ago. It's me. It's always been me. Yowie wowie to the people."
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a little less ominous if it's 3 weeks ago, because there's really nothing to, it could just be him tweeting. But, I mean, he wants 2019 to be his year. I don't blame him. It would be great if it was.
Heck yeah, man. I would. I've always been a Bray Wyatt fan.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I'm
More
trying
so
to-
than me. Because I wasn't a big Wyatt family fan. You definitely were more of a Wyatt family fan than I ever was.
I like them better than the Shield.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like the Shield either, so.
Well, there was some. Oh, that was what I wanted to bring up. Did you see what Braun Strowman posted on his social media?
Yeah, I like millions to where's my check, bitch, or so. I mean, where's my pen, bitch? About re-signing. I like multi-year.
Yeah. Apparently, Braun is re-signed for 4 years. I think he said.
I don't remember. He just said something, multi-year deals worth millions or something like that. Some shit like that. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Oh, I wanted to bring this up. I just remembered. Not that I'm jumping around. Did you see that CM Punk is doing a signing at Starcast?
Yep, just like he did last year at All Out One. I mean, at All In, the original. Could he be showing up? Maybe. Does it mean he is? Absolutely not.
Oh no, but you'll hear all the rumors.
I know, and I'm already tired of it. If he does, it's not like anybody has any insider fucking knowledge. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He did the same thing last year. He was at Starcast. He signed into, he signed autographs last year. This time, I think he's doing like a one-on-one interview with somebody or Q&A or some sort.
Yeah.
I'm gonna default back to my same argument. He hasn't been in a ring for 5 or 6 years now.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, bro. He's been training for, I think it's 5.5 years. He trained in a completely different sport. His cardio won't be there. He's going to be almost 40 years old. Or almost, he may be 40. Why the fuck are we clamoring for CM Punk back in the ring? A guy who hasn't wrestled in more than half a decade. Like, I don't understand what people's big fucking idea is. He's not going to be the same guy. He's nowhere near the same muscle size.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't really get it either. I guess it's maybe because of name value, but then again, he hasn't done anything noteworthy in quite some time.
Yeah, and it's just like, I think it would be cool just for the sake of saying CM Punk came back, but other than that, it's. I don't think he'd be. I don't think he'd be putting on great matches. I don't think he's the guy he used to be.
Well, yeah, because I don't think anybody really could be the same person they were if you took like 5 to 6 years off of doing whatever you were doing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, it's not like that I wouldn't love him involved in wrestling in some facet, but do I really need to? I don't know if I really want to see him in the ring. I mean, it's
And it
live and let die.
and it honestly would be everything that he was against.
What do you mean?
like having part-time people come back and take spots from others.
Yeah, I also think it's a little. I mean, there's nobody really putting in the work effort he was putting in at that time.
Oh no.
Like not in AEW. I mean, granted, yes, they were working really hard, but you know, it's also a little different when you're arguably like the biggest name to walk away from wrestling. Like I think there would be an exception for that. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's plus it would be better for wrestling. You know, it may be actually be better for indie wrestling as a whole. It may be better for All Elite as a whole. You know, at least for a influx of money once or twice. I wouldn't want to see it long term.
No, if you had him, let's say, where he wrestled, a handful of times a year, I would be okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a complaint with that.
I mean, depending on whom it was, too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also wanted to bring this up and get your opinion on it. Did
Okay.
you hear that WWE is opening a talent brand management division?
I heard something to that effect, yeah.
It says here WWE is taking actions. Hold on. The purpose of this department will be to directly oversee all branding, which
Yeah.
would include social media of talent on all platforms, both with and outside of WWE.
Yeah, okay. They're also looking to preserve the individual brands of each character. What they're going to do with it going forward, I don't know, but if it may be good to have some direction. Um, I don't necessarily disagree with, like, I know for some people it's a problem for them to sign over their social media accounts to WWE. You know, WWE is one of the largest social media companies in the world. I don't know what their stance is on having your own private social media, but if they make you turn over your wrestling related or your current social media, I understand it's up to WWE. I don't know.
I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of turning over your social media stuff, but I understand why.
Yeah, it's we also just live in a day and an age where you can do a lot of corporate damage on your social media page. Like, Sasha Banks in her tantrum could be posting something that could be a real public relations nightmare for WWE, and that really isn't the corporation's fault if she's mad. You know what I mean? Like, she may have a gripe with the way she's being booked or something. That has nothing to do with the company as a whole. So if she says something and it pisses off a sponsor, they should have the right to be able to go remove that.
It reminds me of like talk shows or like opinionated shows on certain networks. You'll see like before the opinions expressed on here do not necessarily reflect said station.
Yeah, I also think that it's I don't know where exactly you got that from, but the where I heard it from, the people really didn't seem to understand. Like, there was no conclusivity on actually what any of the stuff actually meant. It was people hypothesizing about what they think that the rules would be. I mean, like, they said exactly what the job requirements are, but people automatically were assuming it had to do with social media accounts and all this other stuff. So, like, owning up social media accounts and tying wrestlers down and stuff like that.
Hang on, I'll tell you exactly as I'm looking at it. I believe it was what Meltzer said. Yeah. He said it was reported that the mission for this new department is to help establish a clear identity for the individuals to grow their brands both inside and outside of WWE, manage external agencies and parties representing WWE talent, establish ways to track growth, and establish new opportunities for talent.
Yeah, see, so I don't, one of the places, I think it was Cultaholic, was actually talking about how it's like this is going to lead into signing over all social media and stuff. But to me, this seems like this could actually be helping find out how they can make more money with people, give people better opportunities, whether it be a TV show, whether it be, say like these guys who have the Twitch channel, like it's Tyler Breeze, Baron Corbin, and I think it's Ty Dillinger. WWE in a million years probably never would have thought of that. So now they can pay somebody to figure out what could we make money with these guys off of. What kind of sponsors can we get for people? Like, oh, Shelton Benjamin's an old guy who plays video games. Maybe we could get him a sponsorship.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I'll give you that. I'm curious to see where it goes.
It's a corporate job. Who knows? I mean, it's not going to be something that we're ever going to see the effects of, it's like them hiring like a new accountant. It's like we're really not going to see the major byproducts of any of this stuff.
I wanted to bring this up before we finish up because this just came across my feed as we're doing this show. Apparently, MJF has signed a multi-year extension with AEW.
Okay, I thought he was under contract to MLW.
I don't know, because All Elite's Twitter page is saying breaking news at the MJF signs extension, converting to a new multiple-year agreement with AEW Wrestling.
Oh, interesting. Good for him.
Especially because he's only 23 years old, man. Good for him.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty certain he's a product of Pat and Brian's from Creative Pro.
Yes, he is.
So, I think he has a great future ahead of him. So good for him.
I think he's probably one of the best heels in the business.
Well, yeah. I think he has the most potential for sure.
Definitely. He always messes with me. Every time he sees me, he's always in character.
Yeah, you've known him a while.
I always chuckle because he's one of those guys that you never really see out of character.
Maybe he's just really an asshole.
That could be it too. You never know nowadays, man. But on that note, before we get out of here, what are you up to this weekend?
I don't think anything.
Try to stay cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much my mission. Just not be hot.
Good luck, because they're telling us in Jersey it's going to be 100 tomorrow.
Yeah, no thank you, motherfucker. Hold on, I'm looking at my phone now. It's telling me it's going to be 80... Oh, hold on. It's going to be 94 degrees at 1 o'clock tomorrow. But it's 92 now with a real feel of 103.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow, 97. Sunday, 99.
Yep.
Fuck, and then Monday it looks like it's going to... a thunderstorm all day. I know Monday I have my teeth worked on.
Oh, do you really? What are you getting? What do you have to get done?
A bunch of cavities.
That's not fun.
No, and I'm a Caducee, so fuck all that shit.
It's now that you looked at yours, the real feel here is 105.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. No, thank you.
The only thing I'm doing this weekend is I got to take my boy to the bus tomorrow morning for his trip to go see Aladdin on Broadway.
Yeah, well, I hope he enjoys it.
The funny thing is, he didn't want to see the movie, but he's excited to go see it on Broadway.
He's never seen Aladdin?
Not to my knowledge.
What? What?
Yeah, he's never wanted to see it. So now he
No,
gets.
no, that's not allowed. You can't have a kid that doesn't watch Disney movies. Mike, you're that's it. You're locking him in your room. You're finding old Disney movies. He's not allowed to come out till he can write you a 2-page report on every movie he's watched. Get the fuck out of here, dude. How are you gonna raise a kid that doesn't watch Disney movies? He's gonna be left out of so many conversations.
He
kidding.
watches other ones. He just hasn't watched that particular one. That's
Fucking
funny.
Prince Ali, Fabulous He. Oh my god, it's 107 real feel. I am sorry.
You were a little off.
No, that's tomorrow. What's today?
Friday.
Oh, tomorrow it's gonna be 107. Okay, motherfucker, I ain't going out for shit tomorrow. Fuck that.
Yeah, no thank you. Like I said, I have to do that early in the day, and then I'm coming home and like, screw that.
I'm giving the fucking Batista thumbs down at the moment. Thumbs down whether. You know that level of Super Mario 3 where the sun's trying to kill you? That's
Yes.
today.
There you go. Well, on that note, we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good day, everybody.
Peace.